I don't think people really respect or understand how time attack works at the purest, fastest level. Sun on the track, sun off the track, old tires, new tires, low boost, high boost. It's a game of chess.
And Buttonwillow is an extremely technical track. And you mess up one corner, it's going to mess up the 3 corners after that.
It was rough. I mean, it was like seriously a rally course. You had to be so technical. Sydney's so wide too. Like, it's a big, heavy car. It was coming down to crunch time, and he knew that he needed just the 6/10 from having the record. But that was going to be hard to do.
This shit is hard. This is difficult. We are at the pointy end of the stick. We're going where literally less than 5 people have ever gone to 37s at Buttonwillow in a production car. This is insanity.
The one thing we can say about Cole, you know it, I know it, he is the epitome of a professional in the car. He takes it very seriously. I watched you guys on the track walk, and of course, me, John V, a few people are up here making the joke, like, hey, Cole, walking a track he's driven 4,000 times. But that's how serious he takes it.
We're at the position with Sydney where we have some realistic goals, and a realistic goal for Buttonwillow was a track record.
Cole wanted to kind of take it a little bit easy, feel it out, make sure that he could feel comfortable going around the track. We set, a rather conservative goal of, hitting 140 as a time on day 1. I think our first lap out, we got a 141. From that point on, it was just slowly chipping away, getting a little bit faster, and identifying where the car could do better, where Cole could do better.
This is Sydney's first time at Buttonwillow. There was a ton to learn. I was doing the best I could. I hadn't been there in 6 or 7 years. First time with Sydney, huge changes on the car. I really needed a ton of help from Mike to decipher what the car is doing. I need a guy like Mike to decipher the data, to give me the black and white, and I'll tell him what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, and we'll interpret what the data says versus what I think and feel, and how are we going to turn this into a quicker lap time.
Going through the truck stop and then going into bus stop, like we said, driving around, putting that right rear off into the dirt is probably the fastest you could be around that corner.
When we go into the pits, we're looking for things like average speed, brake pressure traces, throttle percentages, steering angle, and we're trying to decipher all of these different factors and choose priority corners on the track.
Sean Cagle does look like he will hold the lead of this session. If Cole's going to want to surpass him, he's going to either have to do it in the next 2 sessions or tomorrow.
Yeah, we hit the 140 first day, no problem.
There's a whole lot for Cole to manage out there, so giving him a car he can count on is really the name of the game, because he's got his hands full just with the track.
The last session of the day, we were just kind of aiming for, trying to get sub 140, because, everything was looking really good on the car, so we turned it up a little bit.
I opted to put on a set of sticker tires to go out for the last session to try to dig a little bit deeper and put a reasonable time on the board.
You've seen this place on video. You've seen the data from them driving. It doesn't mean anything until you actually see the elevation of Buttonwillow, the way things are cambered, the corners you have to avoid.
Cole came around, it was a 137, and that was cool. And we felt like, well, that's a good first day. It was the fastest lap of the day, obviously, and so we felt like we were in a really good position coming into Sunday.
We're in the 37 club, that feels nice. Dude, this car is so badass. Good job, Kyle. Good job, Kyle.
It's end of day Saturday, we leave the track, we're 6/10 off from having the record.
Yeah, I've been happy all day. Things have been going really good, and these guys have been knocking it out. But yeah, to finish the day with a time like that, can't ask for anything more. Super good, super happy.
Kyle was jazzed. It was the most excited I've ever seen Kyle, and it was because he's been there, he's struggled there, he knows what a good lap time is, and we were able to produce something worthwhile on day one. I made some mistakes, so
I've already talked to him about a few of those mistakes, so
okay.
We'll see what we can come up with. But yeah, mostly brakes.
Kyle is the best and worst thing to ever happen to me.
Mostly too much brakes, not enough gas.
Okay, write this down. Where's my pen and paper?
Yeah. So yeah, just go faster.
All right.
Didn't you get a fine for denting your rental car?
Whatever. Things happen.
We were on cloud nine.
Global Time Attack GTA Finals, Day 2. We had a very interesting day yesterday. Had Cole Powelson get into the 37s. He did a 37.9, leading this event overall.
I don't think people really realize how much 0.6 of a second is. In time attack, it's a huge amount of time. On a stopwatch, it seems like a really small amount of time.
It's going to be a good day. We do see that 3 of the big teams are not out in this first session.
We had a decent time on day 1. We knew what we needed to do day 2. We looked at the weather, And we said session 2 is the session. We're gonna skip the first session, some overcast, some potential dew on the track. It's not ideal conditions, it is a little cooler, but it's not perfect. We're gonna take our last set of sticker tires, we're gonna put them on, and this is a session that we're gonna make things happen.
Session 2 was it.
Yeah, we're gonna have a red flag, guys. We're gonna have a red flag. That is a catastrophic failure. That does look like car. That looks like Nick Steniford.
The session before our session, car out on track, drops oil on the front straightaway.
The oil trail went straight across the braking zone for the front straight, which was kind of a critical braking zone.
It's not a personal thing, but it gets in my head. I know I'm about to go out on this track and I'm gonna put 10/10ths into it.
Let's see if we can get a drone over there just to make sure he's good and the car's good, and then we'll check out.
There's no room for error, there's not margin. This is a big, heavy, very powerful car. A slight bit of dust from oil dry on the track could change my lap. That's immediately in my head. Not getting a morning warm-up, not seeing the track in the morning, that's in my head. The weight and the pressure of going out for one session with your last set of sticker tires to put in the banger lap, that's in my head. The stage was set, the car was there, the tires were warm, the sun was on the track, the temps were cool.
Cyber Evo.
Oh, he's taking a big jump out of that.
He took a big jump through cotton right there.
He's pushing hard, guys.
Really
He's pushing really hard. This is one of the hardest corners right here. As you come through here, you get down and you brake, and then you turn in for bus stop, and you hope and pray that your car grabs and goes.
Oh, it's crazy to see LYFE. I know you've watched it on stream in Texas. The car usually looks so slow because of the attitude of it.
Yeah.
But Cole is absolutely driving this car.
He's looking pretty good, but yeah, as he's coming around on the flyer, he seems a little bit off pace, and it just didn't feel quite right.
He's hauling ass.
Yeah, that was better speed through there.
I thought it was going to hit the wall. I really thought it was going to hit the wall.
He hit too much curb, baby. Come on.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Woo.
That was the save of the century right there.
Like my heart dropped to the floor.
All I saw was sponsor logos on the wall that I was facing right at. One of the most commonly hit walls at Buttonwillow, the front straightaway.
Fortunately, Cole was able to save it.
Holy fuck, you scared me. You alright?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good driving. Good driving, not hitting the fucking wall.
After that, he was just rattled.
So, no, you guys have worked hard, and you deserve the record, and I didn't deliver. So.
We got one more shot.
Yeah, they're not as sweet without sticker tires.
He felt like he blamed himself for that lap. He blamed himself for having to push hard at the end. He knew the crack was there, but he was trying to push to make up for previous mistakes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here, ready for my list of excuses?
Did okay.
Oil dry on the track.
Yeah.
Trans alarm going off. It's not warm.
Oh, okay.
So we need to get rid of that.
Okay.
And yeah,
Yeah, that one
and then I
doesn't do
changed
anything.
my sequence of the way I do things into the S's. I came in a little slower and breathed a little easier. Well, that's fucking stupid because I didn't have my pace, the same pace that I set up and do it. And then my gears were all over the place. That was my worst lap of the weekend, and I'm not happy about it.
And Buttonwillow is an extremely technical track, and you mess up one corner, it's going to mess up the 3 corners after that.
But I think right after launch, they'll freshly swept track.
Okay.
I'll try not to suck.
Or just less.
Yes,
How about that?
suck less. I feel awful, man. Everybody's put everything in, and I didn't do it. So, the team created the car, gave me the opportunity to go out and do this, and I didn't deliver what I should have delivered on that second session. And we're out of tires, sticker tires. There's a big difference between a sticker tire. I'll say it's over a half a second, maybe a full second, to have a brand new hot tire on a track versus something that's had a heat cycle on it. And so I kind of gave away a half a second just by not doing it on that session. But we knew there was still an opportunity to be had, and they would wipe down the track at lunchtime. We'd come back in the third session and have an opportunity to go after that record.
Welcome back to GTA Finals Day 2. These are the final 2 sessions of the event.
It was coming down to crunch time, and he knew that he needed just the 6/10 from having the record. But that was going to be hard to do.
If you've ever looked at a stopwatch, just do it now. Pull out your phone, start it, stop it. There's your 6/10. That's all we're looking for, is this fraction of time. And you think, with hundreds of horsepower, all this aero, the tire, how can it be that hard to get 6/10? Take a couple GoPros off. I've heard it all.
These are the cars that everyone is here to see break records. What sucks is, like I said, I don't think they have another set of stickers. Life doesn't come with a million sets of tires. They have a plan. Their plan was stickers that session, you know? They don't plan for a driver error. When you have a driver like Cole, who is humble and honest, he doesn't plan to lose it in the final corner.
It was the last kind of window that we had to really make magic happen, and I went for it.
Lap looks really good, and we can hear him coming up the back S turns. It's a 138, but the car's really dirty, and we didn't know why.
And we come through the last set of S's in basically the second to last corner, and the power steering fails. And so I lock the steering into place the best I can, hold it at that type of speed, and held it as tight as I could, but it wasn't enough, and the car went off course.
If he has
big off.
He was carrying a lot of speed through the final corner. He's going to finish the lap, obviously, but his tires are going to be dirty.
Yeah, you can see tires are dirty.
He pushed it hard through that final corner. 138.822 with a full 4 off.
That was it. The lap was garbage. It was not a record-setting lap, even though the potential was there. We were 7/10 up at one point in that lap, which was record pace. But that's time attack. You've got to lay it down. You got to do it in one lap, and it was kind of taken away from us from a simple failure on a system that we had zero issues with leading up to that point.
Fuck. So nobody's gone 38 through the dirt.
Yeah.
That's spooky, man. Like,
Fuck. Yeah, that's way.
I was up. I know I was up.
Unfortunately, the data showed after the fact that he was on track to do 135.
Bit frustrating not to get the overall record. You know, there's still a chance Tom could, you know, maybe go and collect that today, and we can all celebrate together. But that's time attack.
The 137.9 stood. We were still in first place.
And then came to the worst part, is waiting for somebody who's less than half a second away from you to go out and take their opportunities at breaking your lap time or breaking the record. And I hate that. You feel so vulnerable. You're just sitting on the sidelines waiting for something to be taken from you.
Look at the attitude of the car.
Yeah, that thing's on it.
Yeah,
10/10 right here.
Oh my gosh. Quick downshift. Really smooth left.
That looks good.
That looks really good.
Now he's just got to get that braking down, get the car turned in, and then we're going to see a really spectacular time coming across the boards.
There it is. Oh, using all of the track, but he stayed on the curbing. He didn't slow down by hitting the dirt. 138.705. Man, he's really knocking on the door right now. Both of those cars have so much left on the table. I think that's the part that gets me the most.
It's going to come down to that last session. It absolutely is.
The Buttonwillow curse, man.
Pro Awesome came up just before the fourth session, told us they'd turned everything off. They turned their warning lights off, they'd turned their sensors off. They were just going out there and letting the chips fall where they may.
It was so nerve-wracking to sit there and just watch them, and then to know possibly if they are going to beat us, they better beat the record too.
This team has been to this event so many times and have been on the cusp of victory and have not been able to pull it off. So we're really, you know, at the end of the day, we're rooting for these guys just like we root for everybody, but we really want to see these guys be able to pull it out and get to where they want to be.
Honestly, I kind of hoped that they could do it because it would have been cool. You know, it would have been a cool story.
I think that's the beauty of time attack. I want the Pro Awesome guys and Tom to get that record. It's like somebody should break it that day.
Here he comes. Okay, so Tom O'Gorman going through the truck stop, bus stop complex. Attitude of the car looking good. He's really pushing it. Quick on the brakes right there. Hard turn into bus stop.
So much goes into these builds, and these individuals pour so much in. The drivers pour so much in. They risk so much that you ultimately just want to see other people succeed.
All right, Tom O'Gorman, what do you got? 138.766, just a little bit slower than 138.382. You can't say that they didn't put in the effort. They were pushing for every single inch they had on those laps.
When Tom wasn't able to break the record in the final session, it was like, oh, well, we got the win. The fact that we won, but we didn't get the record, yeah, it's cool, it's sweet, I dig it. I'm proud of the team, I'm proud of the progress, but I'd really love to see that record get picked off and dig a little bit deeper for time attack, you know, for everybody involved.